and homeless pets. So just a little backstory. I'm not sure if you're all familiar with POPP and how long we've been in the community, but we've been here since 1995, and we've been making a difference by offering financial assistance to those who cannot afford spay and neuter. Spay and neuter charges can go up to $200, and some people just can't afford that when it comes down to groceries or maybe rent. And so then that creates a problem because animals overpopulate. They do not know how to social distance. And I say that because even though we are all social distancing, they are not. So there's still a huge demand to have animals fixed. So we rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome homeless animals, and we're a foster-based rescue organization. And what that means is that our animals are not in kennels all day and all night. They're actually with families, and these families care for them and get to know their personality, which helps us find their forever home and their perfect match. So foster-based rescues are awesome, but they do take a lot of work, and we are always looking for volunteers who can foster. So we are on the move. We just got a grant from Washington State, and we were able to purchase our very own building. So instead of offering financial assistance to people to schedule their own spay and neuter appointments, we're going to do them ourselves in our facility, in our clinic, and it's going to be low cost. So that means everyone's going to be able to afford this. The building that we purchased was a one-time 1940s home turned dental office. I don't know if you guys know who Greg Friedel is. He is a retired dentist in our community, and this was actually his dental office for 20 years. Long time. So in order to turn this dental office into a spay and neuter clinic, we have to change the way that it is. We can't have an open concept spay and neuter clinic because animals don't like open concept. They need to feel safe and enclosed. So we have plans that were drawn up by Wave Design Group in Kennewick, and they did this for us pro bono, which saved us thousands of dollars. So now we're just going through the city, getting the permit, and then we'll start a construction crew to go ahead and change this building into a functional spay and neuter clinic. We've hired a vet. Her name is Dr. Rice. She's from Walla Walla. She's fabulous, and she knows all about spay and neuter and doing that very quickly. That's pretty much what she loves to do. So she's going to be able to spay and neuter all day long. We also have a small surgical team. We're fundraising for instruments and equipment needed for this. And, this being our first time doing this, we're kind of starting from scratch. So there's a big list out there of things we need. And our goal is to open as soon as we can, but realistically, we're looking at the beginning of the year. And this is just kind of looking into the future. We do this thing called a Furball, and that's what I participated as a guest, where I got to have lots and lots of fun. Well, this year I'm actually the one that's behind the scenes putting it together. So it was scheduled for October this year, but we all know with COVID, there's been some setbacks. So we cannot have our Furball in October. We're pushing it into spring. I kind of wanted to throw this out here because this is going to be an awesome opportunity. We have 300 people in the community that attend this, and they're all like-minded individuals with, just the same type of spay, neuter, rescue missions that we have. So it's just a nice opportunity to be around like-minded people and to have a great time. These parties are so much fun. We've got live music, catered dinner, live and silent auctions. And so I just wanted to kind of mention this because I know in 2021, I think we're all looking to have a good time. I know I am. Get out of my house a little bit. So this is kind of what's on our horizon. And I just, you might have seen this out there on Facebook floating around, but we are still selling tickets. We still have sponsorships available, and donations are always accepted. I have a website link I threw in there. I can always send to you guys in an email. So our call to action being in this clinic is we need a washer and dryer and a stackable size. So just kind of throwing that out there. If you guys come across something that might work, I would love for you to send me an email. We're always looking for bringing this, into our space now that we have this wonderful low-cost spay and neuter clinic for our community. And then our instrument and equipment list I spoke about, we're feverishly raising $80,000 for instruments and equipment so that we can do high volume spay and neuter. So we've actually had some help. Toyota of Tri-Cities is our big dog sponsor. They always sponsor our Furball, and they're actually rallying for us right now. And they know the importance that this means to us getting this funds going, since all of our fundraisers pretty much took a back seat this year. So just keep your eye out for that. If you follow them on Facebook, you're going to be seeing some stuff from them. And we're really excited that they reached out to help us like that. I have an area here. I didn't know how much, time I wanted to take from your guys' meeting, but I encourage all questions. If you guys have questions, my next slide is my contact information. So you can have my email, my cell phone number. If you want to call me, you come across something awesome that would fit well in our clinic, and just some other ways to get a hold of me.
Erin, I've got one. Could you say how long have you all been around again in the community?
We've been around since 1995. So this dream of having a low-cost spay and neuter facility for our community has been a 25-year-long dream in the making, and it happened during this time, right? Isn't that crazy? But we're still excited. We're still going for it. We've got a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there thinking, boy, I chose a lousy time to do this or that or the other thing. Yeah. So you're not alone, but I'm glad you guys are pushing forward on it.
Thank you.
Erin, how many cats and how many dogs has POPP taken care of, serviced?
Thousands. So last year alone, gosh, I want to say it was in the 700s. This year has changed because spay and neuter wasn't essential. So they essentially closed that part of the veterinarian practices and not allowing people to bring animals in for spaying and neuter. So we weren't able to, get enough done, but we're going to just double and triple that and just really hit it hard. And this facility will be huge for everybody in our community, because we were actually having to take our animals to Montana to spay and neuter because Washington, was very strict with that. So, but we made it happen. We find ways to make things like that happen.
What's the location of your clinic?
So we're in Pasco. It's 1506 Road 40, and it's right there off of Court Street.
Okay.
And we've got a big sign out there and everything.
Well, I have a comment to make.
Oh, look at that.
Contrary to what Floyd says, we do have some dogs that are attending today's program. And Rudy wants to thank you for your efforts. You're really contributing to the community. Right,
Rudy? He's adorable.
Very cute. Does anyone else have anything they want to share or bring an animal on screen?
I know.
I'm at the office, otherwise I'd bring all three of mine on, but.
I have a question.
Yeah, Amy.
Hi, Erin. I have been fortunate in the past to work directly with POPP, and not only as on the board, but also from a standpoint of our agency. And a lot of times we have connected some of our families that were in need of dog food, cat food, because of circumstances that you kind of mentioned earlier. Is that still going to be a possibility at the new site as well?
Yeah, Amy, I remember you. I think you came into the office like my second day.
I think so. I was kind of passing all the Furball stuff on to you, I think, at that time. So
yes, so since we're in this new building and it's pretty much under construction, we're still accepting some gifts like that, but we're encouraging people to reach out to people that were affected by the fires recently and to see if they need that, because right now we're feeling for them as well. We actually, Ben Franklin Transit, we received the, how they give a van away every year. We got one. We got a van.
Oh, wow.
And it's got a wheelchair accessible part to it to where we can actually load heavy things like that. And so we're excited about that. It's sitting in front of our new building.
Victoria, you're muted.
I would like to know if you're still working with PetSmart, where they come in for adoptions.
Yes, we are. So we're still doing our Saturday adoptions. And we've actually done really well because right now during this time, people are at home and they have the time to adopt animals and they have the time to spend and, get, there's always like a 2 to 3 month period for animals to actually like get into your family and feel, you guys are all working together and you get to know your animals. So it's actually been a really good time to adopt and we're still doing those. Our adoptions haven't been low. Our adoptions have been fine.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I do have a question. Outside of the actually housing the dogs with the animal shelter, what can you tell me about the differences between the two programs?
The Tri-City Animal Shelter and us?
Yes.
Yeah, so we actually work with the Tri-City Animal Shelter. We gave them $50,000, I believe, 2 years ago to help spay and neuter their animals. So we work hand in hand with all rescues. Our emphasis and our mission will always be spay and neuter. So when we get our clinic up and running, we're going to be able to schedule all of the animals. First is going to be Tri-City Animal Shelter. We're going to do their animals first. We're going to be in Pasco. They're in Pasco. It's going to be perfect. And then Pronto Puppy. And you can, just think of all the other rescues out there. We're going to be able to help them as well. And then open to the public. So then everybody will be able to use this resource for many years to come.
Is it low cost or
Yep.
income?
Yeah, so normally they're around $200 to spay and neuter. We haven't set our fees yet just because we just got this building, but we'll be setting our fees and it's going to be very affordable.
Awesome.
I mean, and I want to say this off the record, but, I see a lot of opportunity for low-cost vaccinations, doing the chips, offering that to people. Eventually, who knows where this will lead us, maybe one free spay and neuter day a year. So to where it's, so that's all going to come in with fundraising and time and effort. But this clinic and this resource, the possibilities are, you can just imagine what we can do with this once we get up and running.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
What is the source of your funding?
So we do grants as well, and mostly it's fundraising. So our Furball would have brought in most of the money we needed to buy these instruments and equipment. And so losing that Furball this year, it was hard. It was hard. Nobody wanted to let go because we knew that one fundraiser, that big fundraiser, our biggest one of the year, was going to help us purchase all of that. And since we didn't get that, now we're kind of having to go into the community and do what we can and fundraising and grants virtually.
Yes, well, as a former fundraiser, I feel for those of you in your position.
I know. I like to say it's been hard, but it's also been really rewarding to be able to accomplish something like this in this time. You can look at the negative and you can look at the positive and set your goals realistically and just, do what we can.
Well, and I think that's the beauty of a nonprofit is there's lots of room for creativity and
yeah, absolutely.
So figuring out how to pivot and make it work.
Exactly. I love that word pivot because that is so true. That's 2020 right there.
Pivot. Oh, wait. Oh.
Other way.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm at the office and rarely are there people here and there's somebody here. Does anyone else have any other comments or questions for Erin? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Erin, for joining us today. It was great to chat with you, and we look forward to hearing more and seeing the Furball be a great success next year.
Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. I absolutely loved being here today. Thank you, Floyd, for inviting me and reaching out. Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.